To begin drawing the proportions of the human body, the first thing we're going to do is just use a regular piece of printer paper. We're going to fold it in half because we're not going to draw over the entire thing. Okay. You will also need, besides the paper, a pencil, maybe an eraser, and a ruler. So the first thing you're going to do is use a ruler and mark 8 inches. So make sure you really squeeze. It'll barely fit on here because the paper is 8.5 inches, okay, wide. So you're going to fit that ruler on there and mark every inch until you have 8 inches. So you can see where it's going to be all the way from the top all the way to this bottom area. Okay. All right. So this, remember, is the ground. Okay. So don't go beyond that line at the bottom. Okay. So a person generally is what they call 8 heads tall. So that means that the height of a person, you're going to be able to fit 8 of the same length heads into that same height. So it doesn't matter how big or small you draw the head. It just means that the head has to fit 8 times into the height of the body. So if you are going to draw a person, here, I'll flip my paper. If you're going to draw a person and the head is this big, okay, then you're going to measure 8 times. So I'm going to use my little fingers here. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so my person, this is one head. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is the ground. That's why I was telling you that this, don't go beyond this part. So if I draw a person, okay, in proportion right here, okay, it's going to look, something like this. Okay, if I draw the head bigger, let's say I want to draw a person whose head this big, I use that same measurement. I just use my fingers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's see if I did it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I have one extra one. Okay, so here is one head length. So I should be able to fit 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so I know that when I draw my person, this should be the height. All right, so that's why originally when I asked you to mark this out, that's why we marked every inch. So you're going to start by drawing the head. The head is going to be an oval. It's going to go from the top dash down to the second dash. And then I'm going to draw a neck. And then I'm going to start drawing the shoulders. The shoulders are slightly sloped down. And then I want to draw just the torso part. A person's middle, okay, the half their length is right around their hips. So I made 9 dashes because I have 8 inches here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the middle of 9, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, same dash. So right around here, right around that middle dash, I'm going to draw the hip so that this torso is going to go down. Okay, kind of leave a gap where the waist is. All right, it's going to go down, and then these are the hips. Okay, maybe make them a little wider. Okay, all right, and then I'm going to leave a little gap there. Okay, just so you remember that's where the waist is. And then I'm going to draw the legs next. So from the bottom, here's the first dash, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a circle right in that middle. These are where the kneecaps are going to be. I'm going to draw an oval for the thighs, and then I'm going to draw another oval, but not quite to the bottom. Okay, so these are for the calves. And then for the feet, because we are just drawing kind of like a mannequin, okay, like a robot, we're not going to worry about the feet just yet because we're trying to just understand the proportions of the body. Okay, the arms, I like to draw circles for the, right at that top of the shoulder. And then this is an oval for the upper arm, circle for the joint, and another oval for the forearm. And then for the hand, I just draw a mitten because I don't want to draw too much detail. Okay, then I have another oval, a circle, an oval, and this is going to be the other hand resting on the hip. Maybe something like that. Okay, so now I have a person in proportion. Now I can smooth them out or put clothes on and everything to make them look more realistic. Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to do. After we draw a person, you're going to draw the face. So I'm going to open up this piece of paper and I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to fold it back upon itself. Okay, and show you how to draw a face in proportion and in detail. The first thing I'm going to do is just draw the oval again. Just like this. This is not what the head will end up at the end, but I just want to get something in there. Then the neck. Okay, so we don't forget about that. And then the shoulders will go off. Okay. To get proportions of the head, I draw a center line down and then a line across. And I'm going to measure with my fingers and make sure that this length from the top of the head to this line is the same length as from the line to the bottom of the chin. The eyes are in the middle of the skull. So the face is the skin part. So the face, like this is the skin part, and then all up here is going to be the head. Okay, so I'm going to draw the eyes first. When you draw eyes, they are shaped kind of like a lemon or a football where the edges or the ends will be more pointy rather than a oval. Okay, try to get them about the same size. It's kind of difficult to try to get them the same shape, size, all of that. Okay, so you have to kind of work out a little bit. Okay, and then the space between. So if I measured the width of the eye with my finger, okay, that should be about the width between the two eyes and then the other eye on the other side. Okay, all right, then I'm going to erase that middle line. All right, next thing I'm going to do is draw the nose. I'm going to erase the line on the forehead. So between the eyes and the chin, about halfway, that's where the bottom of the nose is going to be. So to draw the nose, I draw a slight kind of U shape, and then I draw a C, kind of making a nostril on one side, and then a backwards C, okay, making a nostril on the other side. Everybody has different shaped noses. This is just a generic kind of person's nose, okay? Another way to draw a nose or to get that point is if you see the point of the nose. If you see some drawing books or something, they kind of start with a circle here, okay, so that they can kind of fit in, this shape, and they see the point of the nose right there. Okay, so that's what they're doing. I'm going to erase all of that. Okay, all right, and then between the bottom of the nose and the chin, about a little bit up from halfway, I'm going to start by drawing the mouth. I draw the mouth kind of with a slight U shape again, and then I draw a line. Okay, to make the opening of the mouth. Now you can kind of think of the mouth as sort of like a heart shape right here, and then 2 ovals on this side. And then for the bottom lip, I draw 2 ovals like that. So you get the shape of this mouth, and then I just erase all those lines because I don't need them. Okay. How wide do you make the mouth? Well, let's go back to the eyes. So if the eyes are looking forward, we have something we have called the iris. Okay, so I'm going to draw the iris. That's the color part of the eye. And then exactly in the middle, so it's going to look kind of like a donut, is the pupil. Okay, the pupil is always black. And you see how I drew the iris as a circle, but it went outside the eye? And I like to do that so that I really get in the iris in the correct shape. Okay, so make sure your pupils are looking in the same direction. Otherwise, the eyes will look like they are looking in 2 different directions. Okay, I draw the circle, erase what I don't need. Okay, so from this pupil down is approximately where the edge of the mouth is. Okay, and from the inside of the eye, okay, down, like right here, is approximately where the outside of the nostril is. Okay, once I get the details of the face in, I'm going to go back and kind of reshape this face. I'm going to make the chin maybe a little more pointy. Everybody's faces look different, so you know, you have to shape it how you'd like it. Okay, I'm gonna kind of make this a little bit more pointy. Looks like they have a swimming cap on right now with the hair like that. Okay, ears, I'm not going to worry about too much. You might cover them with hair anyway. Okay, but they just go on the side. All right, and then more detail on the eyes. Sometimes you see like the fold in the eyelid like this. Sometimes you don't. It really depends on everyone's eyes. When I shade in the eye, I like to shade it in kind of in lines that go out. Okay, like this, kind of like a star or a sun. Well, a sun is a star. Kind of like this. Okay, and kind of fill it in. All right. I still want to see that pupil, so I don't want to color it in completely. Okay, and then what I do is I sort of at the top make it darker and shade that in. And if you want to put a highlight in there, you can. So highlight would be where I erase a spot, let's say. I'm going to draw a circle and shade around it. So I actually don't, I shade around the highlight and I leave the highlight. So I don't want to actually see that line afterwards to make the highlight. It's a really big highlight. Let me make it smaller. There you go. Erase that. And if I make a highlight, I have to make it in the same spot in both eyes. Okay. All right. All right. And then the next thing I want to do is maybe shade in the mouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slightly shade in the top lip. And then maybe in the corners a little bit. Trying to show around this. The reason why we shade in the top lip is because that tends to be in shadow. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to shade in the nose just a little bit. So right here next to the eye is where the face goes in, and then I'm going to think about the light shining on the face. And so if the light is up here, okay, there's a little sun, it's shining down, okay, coming in, that right here next to the eyes is where the face is receding, and then the nose, sticks out. So I'm going to shade, because the light's coming this way, I'm going to just shade on one side of the nose and underneath. Okay, just very lightly. You can hold your pencil sort of on the side like this. Like I hold it like this so I can get the side of the pencil in there. I'm just going to shade around here, underneath the chin. I'm going to shade the neck. Okay, just to kind of give the face a little dimension. I'm going to use my finger, sort of smudge out all those lines and make them look softer. Okay, so the hair. So we have hair and we have eyebrows. So I'm going to go in and do the eyebrows first. So the eyebrows, instead of drawing just like this, don't draw a shape and then just color it in. You're actually going to draw individual hairs. Okay, so draw hairs here. Draw hairs here. Okay, like that. I'm going to erase that line that I made. Alrighty. Okay, there you go. Eyebrows. And then hair. Hair you can do however you want. I mean, you might have hair that's coming down over the forehead in bangs and then going off to the side. You could have a part, you know, where there's a part and the hair is going off, or it could be pulled back. I'm just going to make easy hair. So that means I'm going to have it kind of coming forward a little bit, just like this. I'm going to have a part. Okay, you can make the hair short or long. You can have it come in front of the ears, really up to you. See, when I draw the hair, I keep drawing just lines overlapping each other over and over and over again. Okay, so I get the texture of the hair and I don't end up with just a thick kind of shape. Because the light is shining down on the hair here, I want to kind of make over here darker. On this side, make dark. At the top, I'm going to make a little darker. And I'm going to leave right here a little bit of a highlight. You can also erase it. And it's called like a band of light that's just going to shine down on the hair a little bit. Just so it looks this way. Okay. And remember, you can either draw the hair long, short, doesn't matter. Up to you. Okay, and there is your person with the proportions of the face. Okay, you're going to take a picture of this and you're going to put it into your digital sketchbook.